In commercial agriculture, irrespective of the model of commercialization, which could be a small or medium-scale independent farm, contract farming, or large-scale commercial agriculture, actual production and marketing of crops depends on the relationships between farmers and domestic traders or aggregators, and more importantly, national and transnational agribusiness.
Na pe cocoa companies ahodo LBCs no bebrebe eso kasapen ha omo to cocoa omo ne akuafo edin sa wo so da bia
ton korlma dama da be fieltite da ba man sa shinkafa ma sar na kwa ba kunye da bia ka ba kana da ba kala artira no so de malta moso sa chan shinkafa ma ko pro bi ko sam na chanka pa che ka so chan ba ka ba kana za ka dulu haka ni tim
to ne kor shinkafa ma za sasin ma nyala kamana yi ko banyan dalma da kana da bi ma kan da yanda shinkafa ma ku yando har tan jiyan wato na ma yun na shinkafa karado ta banya da bi banyan dal
ya ma una damma wata kan ya dabe ta ma ka ba yir kan na ta darwa damuna ba tar ka yuwar da twama din da tunar tar sham kar ba tarla ta ba darla han ya dabe ma wa ba ku kana da ai malamu ka ce ku ala wala ya a wala nan ya ma da zo ce maka yazin wannan no ta dami mu ba darla waso iyo.
Approximately 35% of the cocoa produced in Ghana was processed locally into products such as cocoa butter and chocolate bars, as at the end of 2018, according to government cocoa agency Cocoa Board. Generally, however, most of Ghana's cocoa and other cash crops are exported to the international market as raw materials. Policies and investment by both the public and private sector have favored the raw material cash crop export sector, with little attention paid to food crops, the domestic processing of cash crops. Mondelez is one of the largest manufacturers of chocolate bars and other confectionery in the world. It pays premiums to cocoa farmers in Asunafo, depending on the quantity and quality of their produce, and provides a number of incentives, which help farmers to deal with some of the challenges they face. These include the provisions of extension, inputs, and credit through village savings and loans associations.
The models we observed in our study areas were partly shaped by interactions and linkages between different organizations. So we have state agencies, non-governmental organizations, agribusinesses, and farmer associations. So with respect to Esunafo, the model that we discussed about was about Mondelez and its operation in Esunafo. Mondelez, for instance, partners with Cocoa Board, which is a state agency, with respect to extension services and also provision of input to farmers in the study area, that's in Esunafo. Mondelez also works with a number of non-governmental organizations such as World Vision and also Care International. These two organizations have, for instance, been involved in developing programs and plans for some of the participating communities of the Cocoa Life program, which is a program which is being implemented by Mondelez.
Yes, Cocoa Life was in Fienani, Eco Nuni, Nti Mina, Yakojisika, Nami sign. The
way our agricultural sector, especially the cocoa subsector, is structured in a manner that the farmers have to sell their cocoa beans to the licensed buying companies or to the private companies. And the Ghanaian state is, enjoys the monopoly of being the exporter of cocoa beans. Yeah. But what Mondelez does on the world market is that because it is in charge of promoting agricultural production in the districts that it's aware of, it's able to identify those areas and then it buys cocoa from those areas.
Tony cocoa no amanonia and fasoba suntino. A drew may be a ombre premium. Premium a sika kakra, and that's why I'm the brain. Almost have brain nuru. I digu yen fulos.
In Garu Tempani, sorghum production is receiving more attention because in addition to its importance for food and local beer production, the Guinness Ghana Breweries Limited is now using sorghum to produce industrial beer. It has been estimated that up to 40% of the farmers in Garitampani who supply sorghum to the company are women.
Mkuote, kagon, kawad mui, kadeda, ndare sorghum tete pasge faranaya.
In Kwaibibrim, Surrender Palm Ghana Limited, a former NGO now converted into an agribusiness firm, provides oil palm producers with seedlings on credit in return for oil palm at prices determined by Surrender Palm. Farmers who enter into arrangements with the company face additional restriction. They cannot apply chemical fertilizers on their farms since their contract requires that they observe the principles of organic farming. The company's fair trade certification also prevents the use of children or pregnant women as labor.
Surrender Palm as an organization do not have a plantation on our own. We recruit and train smallholder farmers who do have their existing farm. What we do is to train them to do the organic and fair trade practices and also help them expand their own fields by procuring improved seedlings from certified sources for them. Surrender Palm currently, we do have a demonstration field which came about as a result of the new planting system that we want to introduce farmers to, which is called the dynamic agroforestry. This system combines different species of crops: cocoa, palm, citrus, mango, tree species and annual crops on the same piece of land. Hence, the farmer will be earning different income from different sources of crops. Yeah, and we believe that is the future of Surrender Palm and future for farming for our smallholder farmers.